Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you as someone who has experienced what it means to stand alone in the truest sense of the word. My name is Nick Vujicic. From the very beginning, life presented me with challenges that many would find insurmountable. But here I am, not just surviving, but thriving, and I'm here to tell you that you too have the strength to stand alone. This isn't a story about what I don't have, it's a story about everything I've discovered within myself, and the journey to understanding that standing alone is not about isolation, but about inner strength, faith, and purpose. When I was a child, I couldn't understand why I was born this way. I'd look at other kids running, climbing, and playing, and wonder, why not me? What did I do to deserve this? There were days I felt broken and unwanted. Kids teased me, strangers stared. I remember crying myself to sleep at night, questioning if I'd ever have a purpose, if I'd ever be enough. For a long time, I believed the lie that my worth was tied to my appearance or my abilities. But I'm here to tell you that your worth is not determined by what others see in you, it's determined by the strength you discover within yourself when you face the world, no matter what it throws at you. One of the turning points in my life came when my parents, especially my mother, shared a simple truth that changed everything. Nick, you're beautiful just the way you are, and you have a purpose. At first, I didn't believe her. How could I? The world seemed to say otherwise, but over time I realized that standing alone doesn't mean you're without support or love. It means you choose to rise above the noise of doubt and fear. Standing alone is a decision to embrace who you are and trust in the path ahead, even when you can't see where it's leading. Let me tell you about a moment when I had to physically and emotionally stand alone. I was learning to swim, yes, swim with no arms and no legs. The water terrified me at first. I couldn't balance and I'd sink if I didn't learn to use what little I had to stay afloat. But you see, the water also taught me something profound. It's not about what you lack, it's about how you use what you have. I learned to wiggle and move in a way that kept me buoyant, and guess what? Once I mastered swimming, I felt unstoppable. The act of facing that fear taught me that life's challenges are not there to define you, but to refine you. When you stand alone, you have the opportunity to listen to a voice that often gets drowned out in the noise of life your own. So many people try to tell us who we are, what we're worth, and what we can or can't do. But standing alone means deciding for yourself. It means saying, I may not fit your mold, but I'm still going to live my life with purpose and passion. It means embracing the unique story you've been given and trusting that you are enough just as you are. People often ask me, Nick, how do you stay positive? How do you keep going when life feels impossible? The answer lies in perspective. Yes, I don't have arms or legs, but I do have a mind, a heart, and a voice. I have faith, friends, and the ability to make a difference in the lives of others. And that's something no one can take away from me. Standing alone doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing gratitude and focusing on the gifts you do have, even in the face of hardship. But let's be honest, standing alone can be scary. It can be lonely. There were times I felt like giving up. There were moments I let the doubts and negativity creep in. But every time I reached a breaking point, I discovered something remarkable. I found that when you hit rock bottom, the only direction left to go is up. And when you have no one else to lean on, you learn to lean on your inner strength. And in my case, my faith, I realized that my life wasn't an accident, it was a gift. And that gift wasn't meant to be hidden or wasted. It was meant to shine, to inspire, and to uplift others. Standing alone also means standing up for what you believe in. It means refusing to let the world dictate your value or your potential. I've faced rejection, discrimination, and moments of sheer frustration. But I've also experienced the joy of proving people wrong, of showing them that nothing is impossible if you're willing to try. I've spoken to millions around the world, sharing my story and encouraging them to see beyond their circumstances. And every time someone tells me, Nick, your story gave me hope, I'm reminded of the power we all have to impact others by simply standing tall in our truth. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that standing alone doesn't mean you have to do everything by yourself. It's about building a foundation within so that you're unshakable, no matter what comes your way. Yes, there will be times when you feel like no one understands or supports you. But I promise you, you're never truly alone. Whether it's through faith, community, or the simple act of reaching out, you can find strength in connection. And sometimes the courage to stand alone inspires others to stand with you. Let me share another story. I've always dreamed of becoming a speaker, traveling the world and inspiring people. But in the beginning, I faced a lot of skepticism. People doubted me, saying things like, how can someone with no arms or legs inspire others? There were days I questioned myself too, but then I remembered I don't need to have everything to make a difference. I just need to be willing. And so I took the first step, metaphorically speaking, and started sharing my story. The response was overwhelming. People connected not just to my words, but to the authenticity behind them. And that's when I realized that standing alone isn't about proving anything to others. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable. Each of you has a story. Each of you has a unique set of challenges and strengths, and each of you has the power to stand alone when life demands it. The key is to stop comparing yourself to others. Don't measure your worth by someone else's standards or achievements. You were created with a purpose that is entirely your own. Embrace it, celebrate it, and trust that every step, every stumble, and every victory is part of a bigger plan. As I stand here today, I want to leave you with a challenge. The next time you face a moment where you feel like giving up, when you feel like no one understands, when the world seems to be against you, take a deep breath and remind yourself of this truth: you are stronger than you think. You have everything you need within you to rise above. Standing alone is not a weakness, it's a testament to your resilience, courage, and faith. So my friends, stand tall, stand proud, stand alone if you must, but never stop standing. Because when you embrace the strength within you, you'll discover that you're never truly alone. And in standing alone, you become a beacon of hope for others, showing them that they too can overcome, persevere, and thrive. Thank you, and may you find the strength to stand alone in every challenge life brings your way.